So I just had what I can only describe as potentially the greatest IMAX experience I've had in years.
IMAX is a really special format.
Roll camera!
From the director of Top Gun Maverick and starring Brad Pitt, you have never experienced a racing movie quite like F1 the movie. Why is it called F1 the movie? You know what? We're just gonna call it F1. Folks, how many movies come out these days and truly feel like an event? This year, I don't know, there was one, Sinners, right? I mean, both Marvel movies this year were pretty mid. You had Captain America Brave New World, and then you had The New Avengers. No, actually, Thunderbolts was pretty good, but you get what I'm saying. And I guess there have been some good, like, low-key movies that I've gone out to see in theaters, but you don't see me rushing to 4DX or IMAX to watch Friendship or The Materialists.
I'm sorry.
But today, that all changes, because I am here to tell you why F1 is probably the best blockbuster experience you'll have this summer. And I know what you're probably thinking. Why would I want to spend my hard-earned money on the most expensive movie ticket to go see it when I know it's probably going to be streaming on Apple TV Plus in a month or so? Well, I'm going to get into it, so buckle up and let's talk about it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant Formula One.
Oh, I'm sorry. Then same as you.
F1 stars Brad Pitt as Sonny Hayes, an over-the-hill former Formula One champ who unexpectedly makes a comeback to the sport 30 years after nearly dying in a gnarly car crash. Does this sound a bit far-fetched? Well, it is. But the movie explains it away by having him join the Apex team as a favor to the team's owner, a former friendly rival from his heyday named Ruben Cervantes, played by Javier Bardem. Cervantes wants Sonny to mentor a talented young driver named Joshua Pierce, played by Damson Idris, who's basically as hot-headed as Sonny was 30 years ago. Now, does that remind you a little bit of Top Gun Maverick? Well, it should, and that's by design. It has the same writer in Aaron Kruger, it's produced by Jerry Bruckheimer, it's composed by Hans Zimmer, and it was directed by Joseph Kosinski. Hell, the only thing it doesn't have is Tom Cruise, who I would put money down after seeing this movie is what inspired him to announce that he's working on a sequel to his classic film, Days of Thunder. And this is basically exactly the kind of movie you picture Tom Cruise making. That said, Pitt is a pretty solid substitute. In middle age, he's looking more and more like Robert Redford or Paul Newman in every new film. And this is the kind of movie that either of those guys, especially Newman, definitely would have signed on for. Yet as handsome as Brad Pitt is, does he command the IMAX presence like Tom Cruise does? I would say yes, he does, yeah.
That was constructive.
Because like Top Gun Maverick, they went all out to make F1 as realistic as possible. The movie was conceived, shot, and executed with direct involvement from the F1 world. They used Formula 2 cars modified to look like F1 cars, and races were shot at real F1 events, like Silverstone, Hungaroring, Spa, and Monza. But they shot during off hours and race weekends. They also involved some real F1 drivers, which helped ground the movie in its authenticity. I think I just really appreciate little things like that, just to make things feel a little bit more real.
We've had unprecedented access to the tracks.
And folks, you'll be happy to know that there is no fake CG car driving in this movie. They used real cars, real driving, and they went real fast. The only CGI they used was to tweak the weather, add virtual extras, or pull off seamless camera transitions. Every bump, every gear shift, every G-force can be felt by the real actors and seen on screen. There is no faking that.
Impressive.
With that said, this movie was not shot on IMAX 65mm like, say, a Christopher Nolan movie would be. Instead, it was shot with IMAX certified digital cameras on special rigs. And that's important to know because this is not one of those movies that gets an IMAX release even though it doesn't look any different in IMAX.
If you had any constructive criticism for each other, what would it be?
Don't be such an awesome kid.
The movie is also gorgeously shot by Claudio Miranda. He did Life of Pi and Top Gun Maverick, meaning that every single frame looks vivid and luminous on any premium screen. Another reason that made this particular IMAX experience so intense for me was the sound. The racing sequences in this movie are thunderous. It could almost vibrate the entire theater without using any of the rigs in 4DX. Pretty sure they did this in 12-channel laser audio, as opposed to like a Dolby. All of this to say, folks, that IMAX is the way to go for F1. By the time it comes to Apple for streaming, it's not gonna have the IMAX aspect ratio, and this is really the only time you're gonna get to experience that, and I'm telling you, it's worth it. Also, let's just hope that it gets a physical release on 4K so that people like you and me who care about that sort of thing can get this movie. So yes, F1 will probably look and sound great when you watch it at home. But for me, sitting in an IMAX theater and watching this movie reminded me of a time when I believed and had faith in the summer blockbuster, and this movie reaffirms that. So if you do go see this, and you 100% should, IMAX is the way to go, baby. That's it for me, everybody. Peace.
Swagger down the street with your red lips and funky beat. You better hold your head up to the sky. I'm gonna roll with you till the day I die.
Thank you for clicking on our video, everybody. If you like what you saw here, please make sure you like the video and subscribe and share with your friends who like this sort of content. Joe Blow was created by movie fans for movie fans, and we appreciate your support.